Well, g'day and welcome back. So we're just doing a bit of an update on Mademoiselle Farmer here. So as we discussed last time, we had to leave a little bit of space on the outside here for our possible next builder if we have one in here. And the trees that we've put in here have now grown to their full height, which we're happy with. And from other angles and other areas, the residence now is looking sort of, you know, really well seated into the environment. It doesn't look like it's kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. So from up here sort of thing. And those trees match in really well. Now, in terms of any other changes that we've made, I've still done a couple of little things up here. In that we've added a few little extra pot plants and whatnot up here. Just to kind of let it all settle in a little bit nicer, which is pretty cool. And I'm really digging the, I made those firefly lanterns sort of recess. So, you know, sort of narrow at the front, wider at the back kind of thing. Only just, so it kind of looks a bit, it trains your eye a little bit interestingly as you come in. So coming down now into the residence. A couple of little extra added things here, just, you know, pot plants and flowers and whatnot. I've kind of added a couple of little extra hanging pots here. And we put some railings on the back of here. I need to throw another railing there, I forgot. Now, the kitchen was mostly populated previous, and that still remains as such. In terms of massive changes down here, there's not a heck of a lot really. I have, however, filled in underneath the stairs there with some flower soil. Just to make it look a little bit more interesting. And this is the big change that we made here. So what we've got now is a big kind of feature wall. I just thought I'd do something a little bit kind of crazy and go a little bit nuts. And what we've done here is add a lot of the glowing blocks in. So you got ectoplasm block, blue luminescent block, and there's the solid green one. I can't remember what that's called as well. And also the white luminescent one as well. And you can see there we've got a what's her name? I can't remember. One of the baddies up there as well. So I've just kind of thrown a whole heap of flower pots and whatnot in there. And when you come down in here, it kind of, I wanted it to be sort of something cool that kind of catches your eye, which it does. And it looks kind of, I was racking my brain for ages on what to do with this area. And just because there's all that sort of moss there on that natural rock that lives there, I just thought, why don't I make some kind of green wall? So, there you go. That's what we've done. Now over in this section here, we've sort of added in a couple of extra books and whatnot. I really don't want to mess with that fireplace. I couldn't be bothered. And we've added some flower soil underneath the stairs there as well. So it's looking very well populated down here now anyway. Now in terms of other changes, what we have done is added a whole sort of section of the corner on here. Onto the wall, which I was mentioning before I was going to have to do to protect the view from the other residents over there, which we'll get to in our next episode. For the alchemist. And we've gone ahead and thrown some candles in on sort of even amounts of stairs as well, just to kind of draw the eye to that. Now I planted a few extra little flowers and whatnot down here as well, just to kind of, again, make it sort of look like it's settled in and seated in here. So I think it's all looking pretty cool down here now, and I don't think there's much more I want to mess with the whole thing, to be honest. I thought about sort of adding something in here, some lanterns or something, but I really don't think it needs it. I may mess with it in the future some more. And the other thing that we've added in here as well is another statue, and it's a different one. So I wanted to kind of have a little bit of, you know, have it match. So there's one there and there's one kind of up above my head in that sort of green wall area. I had toyed with kind of making a large sort of, I guess, vaulted kind of ceiling in there. I may still do that, but I don't know, I can't kind of settle on what's going to happen with it and how I want to have it set out. So I don't know, I might mess around with it later on. It might just be something I just do one day when I don't feel like doing any of the other parts of the build. I might just kind of go, oh, you know what, I feel like doing that. So we'll see what happens with it. And in terms of everything else and how it interacts with the rest of the environment, I don't think many changes need to be made. If you caught my episode the other day on the first episode on the new building here for the alchemist, what I did for him, instead of having, because him and the farmer both don't have an elevation like the rest of the builders do, so the hunter has that kind of elevation over there above my head to have. The hunter actually has like a couple of different places to kind of sit from. There's one there. There's also one sort of just up there. There's a little private kind of seating area, reading area there for the carpenter as well. So, and the hunter actually has an area up the top within the house as well, like a little private kind of reading area in there also, which is just here. So what I sort of decided to do, instead of kind of having areas for them, I would have had to have sort of made an entirely separate region, entirely separate area. So I decided I'd just make like a an NPC, even though there isn't any yet, like just a sort of, you know, a general kind of place and a cafe. So that's what we've made here. There's some more information on this cafe in that video. I'll put a link in the top right hand side of your screen for you. It's a pretty cool build, that one. I'm digging it. But at any rate, I think this is kind of fairly much it for what I actually want to do for the farmer. And what I'll do in the future from here, if I do make any changes, I'll just add them into an update video and fill you in via that. I had kind of toyed possibly with the idea of having another like a guest house kind of thing, you know, underneath here, because we've got plenty of space for it. But I may kind of I've got other ideas for down here. If I do decide to eventually sort of build another completely separate section for the township, I'm thinking I might actually make it down here, and I might kind of level out down here a bit, or sort of terrace it a bit. So, and the other thing I've sort of done as well that directly affects the residents for the farmer there is I planted a whole heap of trees there, but they are also sort of affecting the alchemist property, which is just over to my left there, which I don't want to show too much of because I don't want to give it away. But anyway, that's what we've done. That's the changes that we've made. There's also a large kind of green outcropping there, sort of above my head right there, which has now been added in. So there's just little bits and pieces come in from time to time, but the major kind of piece of work is that that green wall and the changes that I made there. Alright, well, at any rate, that's going to be it for us for the farmer for this week. Next time we catch up, we'll take a look at our next installment on the alchemist build here and all of the changes that I made to there. Alright, well, once again, thanks very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time on Glitch Gaming.